everyone, welcome to Uncensored on AFRICUNIA TV, where we spill all the juicy details and tell it to you raw, yes, as it comes. So if you're below 18, you should definitely, watch the next video or click the subscribe button, but please watch the next video. This is for adults only. I go by the name AY with the double O, and on the show with me today, I have a very special, beautiful, pretty smile. Don't let me go into the details of all that. I have Lillian here with me on the show. Hi Lillian, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Ayo. You look beautiful.
Thank you. So on the show today, we're going to be talking about sex on the first date. I'm also going to be talking about gaslighting, lies that men tell. I'm not trying to be gender biased, but men tell lies. A lot. As in a whole lot. So speaking on sex on the first date, Lillian, what's your take on sex on the first date? Have you had sex on the first date before?
Okay, I honestly try not to, but
that's the actual way you're speaking. The heart does not want it, or the body cannot help it. Which one?
It depends. I always try not to, have sex on the first day because of our principles and our rules, our home training. But
your body
if the flow goes, my dear, I would do it. And honestly, I don't think I have, but I know I've made out. Okay. Yeah, but I've not gone into sex.
So I'm not trying to be, all about morals and stuff, but I feel like, do you think that sex on the first day affects your relationship with the person afterwards? No, let's take sex on the first day from the angle of a one-night stand, somebody that you just met. This is not even someone that you've been talking to. Let's take it from the angle of you just met somebody at a party or somebody that you run into, and then you just really like the person, and then you start vibing, and then you have sex.
Does not. I feel like does not have.
Sometimes females, ladies, want more, and they don't feel like, oh, they're used after the sex, and that's it.
Well, for me, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like you're used because we've all used ourselves. Yes, I used you, you used me, and sometimes I'm actually the person that does not even text back, and the guy keeps calling me, but I don't text back. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. I met this guy at a party, and it was the first day for us after the party, and then sex happened. So does that make me
no, that does not make it cheap.
But I feel like long run, I felt some type of way after it, and till now it still affects the way we talk. Because for most people, they just go off after the sex. It now feels like, oh, they've just been waiting for the sex to happen.
Right?
And then after the sex,
it's not you. Then it's not you. It's from the other person. If you're still communicating with the person, it means that you see something more in the other person, not just sex. So if the other person just stops calling you, that means it's from the other person. Do you understand? And for me, if I stop talking to you, I feel like, oh, that was just one night thing and I don't want to talk to you again. It's fine. But I've had guys that are not we did it on the first date, but we've had sex before, and we still talk and vibe nothing even happened. Yeah, so
but then are you an item once you have, because it's a different thing to have sex on the first day. I've had sex on the first day, and then consequently it just happens it's just sex meetings. Oh, that's what happens. And then the next time, oh, hi, what's up, how you doing? I'm cool. Are you home? Yeah, I'm coming. And then nobody's directly saying anything to anybody, but you're just doing it. And you end up doing it over and over and over again.
That, if it's just come over, have sex, that means you guys are just, should I say, friends with benefit or an item. Or somebody, you guys are just
that's what sex on the first date leads to. It turns you to be, it makes you friends with benefit with the person.
No, sometimes you can have sex on the first date and you guys will start vibing. You can be there for each other, not just sex.
So how does the sex on the first date happen? Okay, you're meeting for the first time, and then it depends on the location, because I feel like if we're having a night out and we're just eating out, everybody will end up,
it depends on
their homes, but
the environment. The music you play for me, the whole mood, there's no light and everything. I might just flow with it.
You're just flowing and you spread your legs. You spread your legs for men like that.
Like I said, I've not had a one night stand, but I know it has happened to me.
You're speaking with authority. Yeah.
I've made out before, but a one night stand, no.
So how
but
I've met them. How did you pause? How did the pause happen? You made out and then it just ended.
Probably my mommy called me or something happened.
My daddy called me as well. My daddy called me.
Oh my God.
So speaking about gaslighting, lies that men tell a lot of lies, when it comes to relationships. So how do you, should we start with the reason why men tell these lies, or at what point do men start gaslighting, start giving you it's not you, it's me? is do you know, like all of our stuff about gaslighting? What's your take on? Do you feel like it's just men that tell lies? Do you feel like it's just men that gaslight?
Even me myself, I do that.
You do that.
I do that a
lot. But then there's a very, very, very funny gist I'm going to give you guys. Like pretty soon. We'll take a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. This is still Uncensored on AFRICUNIA TV, where we spill everything. I'll talk about anything, of course. Before we take a break, we were talking about lies that men tell, and we're also talking about gaslighting. Now, speaking on gaslighting, Lillian, lies that men tell. I said I was going to give a very, juicy gist. So I have this friend who's a virgin, and then she's dating this guy who is a church guy, and then she doesn't want to have sex. And Uncle has been having sex like all along. Guy. So you come into a relationship with a virgin, and then she tells you she doesn't want to have sex, and you're also lying. I'm with you on this. It's not fair on her as a person. So 2-3 months into a relationship, you find out that you cannot take it, especially that you're spending on the girl, and then you're not doing. And then look, you're feeling some type of way. You feel like the relationship is not complete. If you know that you clearly cannot go into a relationship without having sex, you don't have to lie to the person. If you want to marry a virgin, it's fine. Some men, get away with it because they probably don't date for too long, in space of 2-3 months.
But I know guys that don't even like dating virgins.
Clearly, it's okay to tell her that you are not very comfortable so that she would know. I dated somebody when I was still like a Jesus girl, and then I clearly knew that he was doing it. He tried to hide it, really. He tried to hide it, but along the line, I knew that I was, clearly doing it, and I can't blame him for that because he did not sit me down to say, I swear to you, I'm swearing to you now that this is not going to happen. I'm with you on this. You're not with me on this. So if you're not going to be with me on this, you don't have to lie about it. I feel like that's a very dirty lie, to tell her you're a virgin. I would also. So what happens? You're a guy. You're already having sex. You're now coming to me. Because I tell you I'm a virgin, you're telling me you're in with me on this. Nobody just stops having sex, except maybe you get raped or something, happens. So I don't know if do you have like any experience with definitely mental lies? What am I saying?
Yeah,
so please share your story.
And okay, let's see. Okay, let me give you my story. So we started dating this guy, and just 2 weeks into the relationship, I think I mentioned my ex and something, and he just started telling me how he doesn't want to be in the relationship. Why? Because I mentioned my ex just once. Does that make any sense? I feel like he did not want to be in the relationship, but because I wasn't giving him sex, he now wanted to enter the relationship with me. So now the sex was over. If you are looking for an excuse to leave a relationship, just please make it a very strong one. Which one? I just mentioned my ex, and I cannot be with a girl that's talking about her ex, blah 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 blah, and that's how we ended the relationship. We're just 2 weeks in the relationship. So I feel like he lied about having feelings for me. Then he now entered the relationship and just give a flimsy excuse. But how do you date someone for let's say a year or 2 years and you find out that they've been a lie? They've clearly lived a lie with you all through that relationship. Okay. Starting from, of course, you see the signs from the little things that they do. You see the signs, but clearly you now sit back and reflect on how the whole relationship has been, and then it turns out that everything it's just been lies. When you now finish the relationship, that's when your eye will clear. When you're in the relationship, you will still be giving excuses for him, so you won't really know. So you won't really know when you're in the relationship. It's when you are done. And with men that lie to their girlfriends, if she's fat and you feel like you have a problem with her size, please tell her. Just tell her. It's very unfair to say, I'm okay the way you are, and you look nice, you're just fine, and then you see me 2 days after, and then you're telling me, I don't like your vibe or your stomach. I didn't know it was this big. You need to do something about it. What's all that? Initially you were okay with my size, and then suddenly I'm not speaking it's not personal. Don't. I'm just saying I have friends that have shared their stories. It doesn't. I'm not far. I'm not saying it because I'm big. I'm just saying that men, you don't have to lie to me to make me feel good. If you feel like I'm a big person and you feel like I should work on my size, you can of course tell me or take me to the gym. We could work out together. Or just tell her Like you don't want a fat person, and
or you can, help her lose weight instead of saying that you are all I want. I like big. And then you end up a year, 2 years after, you end up marrying a slim
very
lady.
slim
So
girl.
what happened to I like them plump, I like them big, I like them thick, I like them, all shades of whatever.
Have you had one?
Yeah, clearly I have. I've had it in two ways. I've had it as a one night stand, and I've had it, and both experiences are not very nice.
Tell me about
so
it.
Morals or not, I just feel like on the first day, just close your legs. It kind of helps keep you in check.
Okay, but I've heard of stories where they had sex on the first date and they're married and everything is going on well. So I feel like it's not about it's about morals, but just flow with it. For me, I don't take sex as something serious. Yeah.
Speaking of not taking sex as
I don't take it
serious.
I feel like it's something that we can just do and just forget. I have people that I've had sex with and I don't even call them. Like, they call me. I don't call them because I don't think that's something like probably a sacred something or
it's not sacred, it's
just something that happens.
Okay, so you don't attach so much importance to sex. Speaking of not attaching importance to sex, we'll take a quick break now, and then of course when we come back, we're going to be rounding up on Uncensored. Welcome back, guys. This is still Uncensored on AFRICUNIA TV. And then before we took a break, Lillian was going to tell us about, the guys that she has had sex with and that she's not calling back. But I don't know why she's not calling them back. Or is it that the style that they're giving you is not what you want? I didn't know your type. Is the stuff like really small, or do you like it big? How do you want
I feel
your
like my sex, happens. Calm down. Okay, so like it happens like in two ways. I should really have like feelings for you to have sex with you, or I just really liked the mood. So now one of those things, if I really like the mood, I might not really like you. So when we have sex, I might not just want to call you back. That's maybe not because of the style, or yes, maybe because of the style. Why? Because I've had like sex with some people and just within like 2 minutes they come and we are over, and I'm looking at them like, okay, so this is the whole rush.
But it could just be the excitement from meeting you now, like, oh, finally I get.
But like you're now weak and tired to now continue. So like after the whole talk,
you should buy them some herbs and all of these things.
Maybe,
that now.
But I don't even talk to them again. So
Lillian, that's harsh. You cannot just. Is that how you just discard men? And then we want to blame the men for discarding women, and they are doing the same thing. That's not very.
I feel like I'm even a guy. Like I feel I act like a guy myself. Yeah.
Lillian, are you sure you're straight? Am I safe? Hey.
No, you're safe.
Are you sure I'm safe? Please, I'm going to jump off this. So Lillian, speaking on sex, what's your favorite style? Like, what do you enjoy the most? What makes you forget your name and your surname and your matric number?
My daddy's name.
What makes you really?
What makes me styles? Reverse cowgirl.
I don't know what that is. Just
I can't. No, I can't do that.
You're speaking to a child. I don't know anything.
Oh, sorry. That's not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here.
Why are you making me feel like a bad person?
Yeah. Okay. I didn't want to say this, but I have to say it. I think every girl enjoys missionary, but low-key, they don't want to say it.
Yeah, they don't want to say
it. Why? Because you're not stressing yourself.
Easy. You're just laying down and doing all the work.
You're not stressing yourself about it. Yeah?
No stress. That's
yeah, but like when you call girls on set, like they will tell you reverse cowgirl, but guy, not missionary.
They all like missionary. They like missionary. For those of us that have not had sex before, we stick to the Bible, but they like missionary. They like reverse cowgirl.
Missionary.
They like
reverse,
doggy and all of that stuff.
All the styles. Just 69. Need them.
Okay. Speaking on this, how do you tell if a guy is not really into you? Yeah, let's round up with that. How do you tell if a guy is not really into you?
I feel like you start losing interests. Like what I said about my previous relationship. He stopped calling as frequent as he used to. Then he stopped texting. If I call, he'll tell me he'll call me back, that he's busy at work. So all these flimsy excuses that were not there before. So I started picking it. I knew that he was not into it. So I blocked his life. I was not doing again.
Like I said, this episode is not like gender bias. We're not, it's not about men. We're not trying to shame men in like any way, but of course we have to talk about the things that men do that are not right. It's been an amazing one on the show. I mean, I enjoyed every bit of it with Lillian because she's the pro. She has all of the stars in her head. She has met all the guys in the world. She's had all the sex, version 1. Please, if you enjoyed this video, click on the subscribe button, like, share, and of course drop a comment for us in the comment section. Follow us on all our social media platforms and on Joy Tim and Pangram. I go by the name AY with the double O, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.